Yep, it's that time of year, everyone. It's Arden, the crotchety old man, and it's Tuesday, the 30th, and I decided I was actually going to I'm going to release this on Wednesday on New Year's, just because I think it'll hit Twitter better. I'm trying something new. Hopefully, everyone is enjoying their in between time between Christmas and New Year's. It's a kind of an odd time because uh, people are going out, people are all from work, people are getting ready for New Year's, and then all of a sudden, nothing. I mean, I don't want to talk bad about Martin Luther King's birthday. It is a holiday, but it's kind of it's that gray time of year where you don't have blue skies. You have gray skies pretty much all the time. It's cold, but here in Virginia, it's not too cold. I mean, down here, 40 degrees is freezing for a lot of people. Maybe we have a little snow. But I want to do a fun recap. Had a very interesting Christmas. I was debating if I was going to talk about it, but I think I am. I think I am. So, actually, I am. Yes, I am talking to myself, as my brother likes to say. He goes, "Wow, you even talk to yourself a lot." And I actually answer, which is really scary. In fact, I'll probably have an argument with myself later, and hopefully, I don't throw things at myself. That would be really bad. That happened two weeks ago, and I almost had to press charges against myself. Yes, I know that's not funny, but it's funny when I was thinking about it. So, so Christmas, left work on Tuesday, drove up to New Jersey, grabbed my mom, threw her in the back of the car. Early Wednesday morning, headed to my brother and my brother's house in Maryland. So from Virginia up to New Jersey, back down, multiple states. It sounds actually kind of cool, driving through multiple states in one day, and got to my brother's house in Maryland, and it was nice. It was the house was beautiful. My nephew and my nieces were there, just really nice. Is the family, my brother's mother-in-law, the other grandma, she was there, and it was just really nice. We had some Maggiano's Italian dinner, which my brother picked up. Thank you. I'm not going to give his name, but thank you, sir. I greatly appreciate it. And then we went to church. Now, my brother is in the middle of church shopping because he's not really liking his current priest. Just for not in a personal way. Actually, the man is very nice. I've actually gone to this church many times, but he's becoming very political, bashing Trump and bashing what's going on in the Middle East, things along those lines. And my brother, it was ironic because he actually gives a warning saying, "Yeah, he's been doing this." So we go to church, Christmas Eve mass. My brother, myself, and my mom, and it's beautiful. The hall it's gorgeous. It's just really nice, and the music is beautiful. And we get to the sermon, and it starts out normal, but then all of a sudden the priest goes into how he believes that the Christmas story is not a wholesome, sweet, beautiful moment in history. He actually does, and he gives out five reasons about why it's not. But now, honestly, for the five reasons, I was actually okay with. I mean, some basically that Mary and Joseph went to Bethlehem because it was sort of under Emperor Augustus was having a census taken and needed everybody to be counted. And the reason they went to the manger wasn't that the inn was full. It was that the possibility was that Mary and Joseph were being shunned because she was pregnant in out of wedlock. And so that right there was kind of an interesting possibility. And so I actually listened, and I'm not going to criticize the priest for it because it was an interesting idea that I've never heard of, and it kind of makes sense. And he was saying that in the Jewish community back then, everyone was always welcome. So how could the inn be full? If, especially if a pregnant woman came in. Pregnant woman comes in, and here is, this community that is very accepting, except in this unique situation. So he believes that she was shunned. Okay. I'm like, that interesting. I was actually, paying close attention. Then he tells of how the angels spoke to the shepherds, who were your poorer class, who were in the fields, and how, how they're scared of the angel, obviously. Anyone would be, especially if we don't know, what an angel looks like. But just imagine what it could be, big shining light of an angelic feature, wings and light shooting from all areas, obviously very. And his concept was, why would an angel go to the poorest of poor people in that area? Okay, that good point. I have no clue. So actually, I was really listening to this, and as he goes into deeper things, and as he keeps speaking, I'm like, this is it. This is actually kind of fascinating. Until he talks about the uh, the manger up in Boston. That if people know, read that story where the church actually did not have a Mary, Joseph, or baby Jesus in the actual manger because they had a sign that they were taken by ice. All of a sudden, all of everything he said, he lost me. I was like, wow, this is pretty interesting. Like, I never heard this concept. It sounds, I wouldn't mind knowing a little more until he's talking about how ice, and if it was today, Mary and Joseph and baby Jesus may have been taken away by ice. Now, he left out that they went to Bethlehem to actually be counted in the census. They were there legally, while the illegals here have been taken away. It's the criminal illegals first, and then he goes into how they were taken in the dead of night. Now, this is a church in Montgomery County, or PG County, and so if he wanted to make a better statement, it probably would have been better if he actually said a poor black family, because that would have been at least a little interesting. But then he wouldn't have been able to talk about ice. But I heard this and I was ready to just walk out in church. Never thought that would happen. I look at my brother and he gives me this look like, ay, ay, ay. I'm sorry. He was almost like apologizing without saying it. Honestly, I didn't want to embarrass my mom, and I certainly didn't want to embarrass my brother, but I was ready to get up and walk out on Christmas Eve. Didn't do it, but the rest of the service, I don't want to say was ruined. Oh, it was ruined. But the rest of the services, it just lost everything. Even when you had your little candles for Oh Holy Night, and you had to light a candle, actually a real candle, not like a fake one. So that was actually not like a fake one, not like one of those ones where it has the electric light and everything else with a light bulb. But that was, it ruined the whole thing. We talked about it on the way home. So wow, he went from actually, I felt engaged and listening. I was hoping for a very positive story to start the year right, but anyway, it didn't happen. Drove back home to Virginia that night after dinner, and then came over early in the morning and had some fun gifts. We did our white elephant, which I love. I think that's actually one of my favorite parts of Christmas now, where everyone has to give, and the sillier the gift, the better. And there were some good silly ones, between some elf slippers that I should have taken. I should have taken the elf slippers. I had a chance, but I didn't do it. I should have taken them. They were cool. I actually, my gift to the team, the family was, it was pickle theme. three gifts. One was an actual pickle, one was pickle socks, and the other one was pickle cola, which also is disgusting in theory until my younger niece goes, "Hey, that probably would go good with vodka." Like, I'm looking at her like, gosh, vodka and pickle cola? I probably would have done that when I was her age. But yeah, it was just a good time, just hanging out, just with the family. It just felt really good. Watch some cheesy. We watched Die Hard. Yes, it is a Christmas movie, and after watching it again, it's completely. They're quoting Christmas lyrics from songs. Like they have Christmas music playing the entire time. I mean, it is truly. I used to say, well, what about Rambo, because it's at Christmas and you can see the decorations, but no, Die Hard is truly a Christmas movie. It could be one of the greatest Christmas movies of all time. I did watch some other Christmas movies. I missed Rudolph this year. Damn it, son of a. But you know what I actually like more than Rudolph? Santa Claus is Coming to Town, where they actually like Raskin and Bass, who are the guys who created the clay figurine work. I actually like it, how they explain how Christmas started and how Kris Kringle becomes Santa Claus, because his name was Santa Claus, and he is found and adopted by the Kringle family. So that's how he got his name, Kringle, instead. So I thought that was cute. And how the reindeer learned to fly and stuff like that. Just fun movies, great time. And then it's over. Boom, done. And then we got nothing. My brother drove my mom back to New Jersey. Yeah, thank you. And now it's Tuesday, waiting for New Year's. And then after New Year's, I am going to be keeping my fun job. It's now official. My fun job I will be keeping. I was the only person invited back. How scary is that? Of all the seasonal people, they went out of their way to thank me. So now I'll be doing that. Saturday was crazy in the store. Like, people doing so many returns. Now, if I had to return something, I would wait till like Monday. Why would you go to a store on Saturday? Like, it's almost as bad as going shopping, the Saturday before. It was awful. Like, people the lines were out the door, but I love it because it's fun. I get to talk to people. So you don't want to be in my line as a cashier if I'm working at the front, because I'm talking to everybody and I'm so slow. Because I am talking to people, having fun. And then I realized I'm old because I helped someone early on. I helped somebody move a bookshelf. They bought a bookshelf. I'm not in my 20s anymore. I tweaked my back immediately lifting this, and I'm like dragging it, son of a, using vulgarities in my own head. And here come and the 20-year-old guys are just like watching me like, what an ass. So they of course had to help me load it into the car, so I was saved. But I keep forgetting I'm not a young man anymore. And so to all the people in your 50s, just remember, you're not young anymore. Let other people do the true heavy lifting again. So that was Christmas. New Year's. Everyone, I am not doing a New Year's resolution to lose weight. I'm not going to a gym. If I lose weight, it's on my own. I'm not sure what I'm going to be doing tomorrow for New Year's. I'm going to see if some of my buddies are around, maybe hang out with them. I don't need to stay up till midnight and watch the ball drop anymore. I was one of those people many years ago. I think it was 1999 I did it, where I was in New York City and actually stood there for New Year's. We were so far away. We were blocks and blocks and blocks. We couldn't even see the ball, and it wasn't a speck. It was so far away. We were. I was hanging with Daniel and some of his other friends, and we were just. It was not fun. It really wasn't. and we were outside and it was cold, and you have like 6 feet all the way around you for hours. Like you're in this little tiny area. You can't sit down because it's the middle of a street, and so you're just standing. And never, never, ever, ever again would I do that. I did it once, and all of a sudden you hear eruption, and and you're like, ah, they do here. It's just dumb. Yeah, so don't need to do that anymore. So I'll probably maybe I'll do a nerd New Year's. Maybe I'll I know the NHL used to have their hockey game on New Year's Day, but I believe that it is now. Yeah, I'm actually looking at it right now. It's actually now Friday. It's either the day before or the day after now because they don't want to compete with other sporting events. Smart on their part. And since my New York Rangers will be playing in Florida, interesting. New Year's in Florida. That should be fun. I'll be watching that game. But New Year's Eve, maybe like I said, nerd New Year's. I might watch. Maybe I have the extended versions of the Lord of the Rings trilogy. There's a good 10 hours of enjoyment. Maybe I'll do that since I don't have to go to work. That might be my New Year's fun. So that's me in a nutshell, but there's so much going on. I am going to be probably flipping channels. I hope there is coverage of the New York new mayor being inaugurated. I actually would love to see Mamdani. Nothing's going to happen. New York isn't going to fall into the ocean or the Hudson River. It's not going to happen. It's not going to blow up. But it was like I'm just a picture. Alexandria AOC, Alexandria Cortez, whatever. But annoying lady who could be the next president, by the way. I would not be surprised if she runs, gets the nomination, and she could win. But that's a whole other scary topic. But seeing Mamdani, I'm actually want to hear him and just talk about how things are going to be so amazing in New York City. And then he's just going to blame Trump for everything as soon as he gets in there. As soon as he gets in, blame Trump. It's all his fault that the buses aren't going to, he's not allowed to do this and he's not allowed to do that. And he's not. Yeah, but it's not going to explode for at least 6 months because he's got to get his people in and they have to rewrite everything. But it would be funny though if he actually had executive orders right there and just while he gives his speech and then starts signing executive orders and find out that like Mr. N all of a sudden no longer is now in charge of the New York sewer system or something like that. Sorry, I told Mr. N the other day that he might be transferred to the sanitation department as soon as Mamdani gets in for criticizing him at all and for not voting for him. It's inside joke. Sorry about that for all my friends in all over the world. Thank you, by the way. It is amazing how many people all over the world have been listening to me. Me? Why? Why are you listening to me? But in the U.S., it's going to be interesting. This is the one time where politics is a little quiet, a little. Trump actually did launch a couple airstrikes in it's like a Venezuelan port, sort of. It's where like a loading dock where some of these drug ships are getting. At this point, I'm getting a little nervous. I'm hoping things work out, but I would like to see Congress more involved in it as long as like both sides aren't just divided immediately. I wouldn't mind if everything went to them, and they were briefed ahead of time. I'd have no problem with it. But of course, like I could see Chuck Schumer running to the microphone, start screaming, this is illegal. This is against the law. He's notifying you. But anyway, yeah, I mean, it's, we're still going on, where now Minnesota is the big thing with the fraud and, how, and it's interesting because some stations aren't even covering it. Some stations are wall to wall covering it. It's just fascinating. $9 billion just missing. And then It may be coming from in the Somali community. Pam Bondi needs to truly, truly just step it up. She's the Epstein files have just really, to the average person, the Epstein files, she has no credibility with, to the average person. And what I mean by average is the person who's not literally stuck watching the news or a news junkie. The Epstein files will never be an issue that Donald Trump or the Republicans can win. It's quite simple. They could release everything. They could release everything unredacted and no matter what, the Democrats are going to scream cover up, that there's still more information out there. There could be nothing out there left. Everything is out there, and they're still going to scream it, and people will still believe them. I mean, my own personal thought, and listening to the more conservative pundits, we know that, if Biden and his DOJ had any evidence of Trump with Epstein, that would have been out immediately, instantly. And even myself, I would have been like, oh, what a scumbag. I would have wanted him out of there if there was actual evidence that he did anything stupid. But it's like all of these things that are becoming rumors that are quote unquote true, like him using the N-word on The Apprentice. How many of you still have you ever heard the actual videotape of him saying the N-word? Guarantee you didn't. But you've probably heard from someone that he did. There's no tape of it. There's no tape. It's like the famous PP tape, where that came to the Russians, that he with the prostitutes that were peeing on him and vice versa. Didn't exist, doesn't exist, but it's out there and people believe it. So people will believe that Trump was part of the Epstein problem, and until something comes out, it's a cover-up, it's a cover-up. Even if the Democrats win, they're not going to actually say, oh, they're not going to investigate. They're just going to end it, just like under Biden. It's gone. So, but Pam Bondi the rollout has been awful. It's been late. It just is not good. It's not good at all how that's been botched. But it's also like, that's what the Democrats are running on. Impeach Trump. And if you don't believe me, watch a little MSNBC. Oh, not MSNBC. MS Now. You need to watch that, because they are already talking about we're going to get the House and we're going to immediately start impeachment against Trump and all of it. That's their message. Impeach Trump. He bad. America needs more illegals. It's just, that's their messaging. They have no plans. They have no ideas. Now that the border has been completely secure, which is great. Gas prices have come down, which hopefully will lead to. And the big, beautiful bill finally goes into effect. Finally. I mean, everything has happened so quickly, so fast, and that there hasn't been enough time to catch our breath and really see what's going on. So murders went down massively. People are actually making a little more money. But once again, like the closing of the border, like that happened so quickly that the problem's fixed. Done. Okay. But now that it's done, neither side could talk about it. It's so they have to come up with new things. We keep hearing affordability. Do they remember what it was like under Biden? No. Well, it's Trump's has to fix it, and he is. Prices will be coming down. Now, they don't come down instantly, but they'll be coming down. And if they don't come down, the Republicans are totally screwed, because people have very, very, very short memories. And it's bad that people have such short memories. I mean, you forget how quickly things are being done. And once we're going to be celebrating the country's 250th birthday, hopefully there's events all over. Will this usher in an era of patriotism we haven't seen in a long, long time? I hope so. I would love to see, honestly, I would love to see Donald Trump go to every state, possibly even territory, if he could, over the next year. I know that's a lot. That's a lot to ask the guy. But it would be great if somehow he could. Hey, I'm getting on a plane and going to Montana. I'm going to Idaho. I'm going to wherever and go to the Democrat strongholds. I don't care. I mean, New York City was once a capital. Philadelphia was a capital of the United States. You know, go there. Just don't make it a rally, make it a pro-American rally. That would be awesome. I want all these larger than life things to happen. And it would be great. I don't mind if my tax dollars go to something like that. It's only going to happen once, 250 years. The next time we sort of celebrate that, 300 years? Nah, 500 years. Think about how much has changed in 250 years. Wow. Huh. Men don't have to wear those hilarious tights. Not even lederhosen. What those little tights that the stockings. Men do not have to wear stockings. They wear socks or wigs. You don't have to have a powdered wig anymore. Yeah, yeah, but yeah, things have changed quite a lot. The car, airplanes, you know, uh, communism. Yikes. Socialism. Yeah. Way to go, AOC. Bernie Sanders. By the way, that's going to be funny. Once again, going back to Mamdani, you're going to have Bernie Sanders, AOC, and Mamdani. That's the Democrat dream team right there. That should scare the hell out of the average American. I don't care what side you're on. Like if that is your dream team, you're in big trouble. Well, anyway, it's New Year's. Feel free. I'd like to talk. I can speak with you. Feel free checking me out on X. It's Arden, the Crotchety Old Man. I believe it's Arden, the Crotchety Old Man at gmail.com. Finally, I believe is up and running. Hopefully, this will be the last of season 3. Season 4, I have to get with Dr. D and see. We're going to be doing movie reviews. I have to call him next week. Maybe I'll call him on the weekend. Dr. D, if you're listening, feel free. Call me. And we are going to do a movie review. I think that's going to be fun. And some new stuff. We're just, but one of the only New Year's resolution I do have is just honestly, just to be much a better person to others. And I think everyone should be like, be nicer to other people. Doesn't matter. The smallest little thing. You're online shopping, not online, but actually standing in line shopping. Let the person behind you go. Just let them go ahead of you. If you see someone, open a door for them. Say God bless you when someone sneezes. Don't just look away. Hold the door open for anyone, not just a little old lady, but everyone. That's my New Year's resolution, just to be a better person to everyone I meet. Say hi to every single person, smile. And so everything else will be golden if we all start doing that. So with that, I want to say thank you to everyone and have a wonderful New Year's. For days of old lang syne.